This is ABC 7 News at 6.
On Saturday, President Donald Trump announced he would impose a 25% tariff on Canadian imports, including a 10% tariff on energy imported. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall.
And I'm Beth Jones. Now, after a second phone call with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau this afternoon, the U.S. will be pausing Canadian tariffs for at least 30 days. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has more on how our congressional delegation is responding.
I'm very concerned that imposing arbitrary tariffs on Canada will really drive up the cost of living for most Maine residents.
Maine's congressional delegation is responding to President Donald Trump's Saturday night announcement of a 25% tariff on our Canadian neighbor, including a 10% tariff on energy imports. Congressman Jared Golden defended Trump's tariffs, saying in a statement, quote, "Reversing the damage of decades of globalization will take time. In the meanwhile, every dollar raised in tariff revenue should be used to offset costs for Americans or invest in and protect American jobs and industries." Senator Angus King took a more cautious approach, saying, quote, "Given the fact that they aren't set to happen until tomorrow, and this administration has already canceled one of its policies within a day, we don't want to speculate on this and alarm Maine people." End quote.
I think you have to distinguish between the tariffs that are being imposed on China and Mexico because of the drug trade versus the impact of the tariffs on Canada, our closest trading partner, a good friend and ally.
After a phone call scheduled for 3 p.m. on Monday, it was announced that the tariffs, including retaliatory tariffs imposed by Prime Minister Trudeau, would be paused for the next 30 days while the two countries negotiate a border deal. Senator Susan Collins does not believe this has damaged U.S. and Canadian relations.
I don't think so in the long term. Canada has long had a very close relationship with the United States, and I think we can get back on track.
Earlier Monday morning, it was also announced that the proposed tariffs against Mexico would also be paused for 30 days. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A large number of law enforcement responded to an incident in Portage Lake earlier today. The Aroostook County Sheriff's Office confirmed the incident on Ranger Street, although few details were available. They did say roads in that area were closed down and they asked the public to avoid it. Spokesperson Shannon Moss says Maine State Police are assisting in the ongoing incident. We'll have more details as they become available.
Meanwhile, a Washington County man charged with manslaughter in the death of his wife will no longer face charges in court. 76-year-old Charles Harmon of Marshfield was also indicted for domestic violence, aggravated assault, 1 count of intentional or knowing endangering the welfare of a dependent, and 1 count of domestic assault. Those charges are related to the death of 79-year-old Caroline Harmon. In court today, the judge ruled that Mr. Harmon was not competent to stand trial and all charges were dismissed. The decision was based on evaluations by a physician who has been seeing him.
I felt that he had continued to decline and again could not demonstrate any of the skills needed for competence to proceed. I also gave an opinion that he would not be restorable. His competence-related deficits are due to neurocognitive decline, memory decline, and dementia.
Caroline Harmon remained in the hospital until her death on September 15, 2022. Charles Harmon will remain in the custody of the Department of Health and Human Services.
A Bangor woman has been sentenced for her role in a conspiracy to distribute drugs in Penobscot and Aroostook counties. 29-year-old Shelby Loring has been incarcerated for 32 months. The judge sentenced her to time served and 3 years of probation. Loring pleaded guilty in January 2023. According to court records, Loring and others trafficked methamphetamine and fentanyl in the 2 counties and elsewhere. 21 defendants have been charged in this case and other related cases for their part in a widespread northern Maine drug trafficking conspiracy. To date, 11 of the defendants have been sentenced.
Well, switching gears now, as trash continues to pile up in Maine's landfills, the cost of transferring and disposing waste is also increasing. In Skowhegan, town officials are looking at ways to help alleviate costs on residential taxpayers. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
The Regional Recycling Center and Transfer Station in Skowhegan transfers more than 6,000 tons annually of household debris alone to a nearby landfill.
The town of Skowhegan does pay for all trash that is generated within Skowhegan, whether it's brought here to the transfer station or somebody hires a commercial hauler.
According to the waste management supervisor, the town is expected to pay over $600,000 this fiscal year to dispose of both commercial and residential trash.
We can reduce the waste that we're generating in town. That's a big thing right there. And increase the recycling. I would see a really big flip on the budget-wise.
According to Kirk, Skowhegan is one of the few Maine towns that still pays for both residential and commercial waste disposal. She presented her findings to the select board recently and recommended the town stops paying to throw away trash from commercial establishments.
There's no way that taxes or what it's costing to operate up there is going to go down.
Kirk is hoping to see more local businesses prioritize recycling to help generate revenue and mitigate costs.
Food is hard to reuse, it's canned, but the plastic or anything that at the restaurant we can reuse, we will do.
It's still cheaper than throwing it in the trash can where we have to pay to have it hauled away. So, I think it's a win-win as far as however you look at it for the town and the townspeople, bringing down those taxes.
The selectmen have not made any decisions but plan to discuss the topic further. In Skowhegan, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Maine students have the opportunity to see in person how our government operates at the State House. From elementary age through high school, they are invited to participate in the Honorary Page program, which allows them to perform the duties of chamber staff for a day. Our Jody Hersey has more.
As lawmakers recently gathered in the Maine House of Representatives chambers, 4 students from Dexter Regional High School joined them to work as honorary pages.
It mostly entails performing duties that the chamber staff would do, so passing around notes, amendments, or supplements from reps, or even down to the other body, down at the other end.
Students participating in the program are welcome in both the House and Senate, where they are formally introduced before being seated in the front of the room. There they keep their eyes peeled on a seating chart that lights up when they are needed.
There's a little screen down in the front, and if it turns yellow, we'd have to go to that chair and we'd grab that slip, and then they'd point us into the direction where they would want us to leave that slip they just wrote.
Throughout the session, these messengers are under the supervision of the Sergeant-at-Arms and chamber staff, while their chaperones are welcome to watch them perform their duties from the House gallery. On the day we visited, lawmakers kept them on their toes.
It was relatively easy, just very fast paced.
Austin Davis, the clerk of the Maine House of Representatives, says it's a program that's been inspiring students for years.
I'm 29 and I served as an honorary page when I was in the 7th grade, so it's been around for some time now.
Those interested in participating simply fill out a form online and give it to their local representative or mail it into the clerk's office to schedule an upcoming day and time. High school senior Mackenzie Clay is glad she did.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool experience. You don't get to see stuff like this very often, so I think other students should be doing this as well, yeah.
In Augusta, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
You never know, they might be inspiring the next generation of state lawmakers.
I'd say so. It looks like a lot of fun for them to get in there and just really see how things are done.
Yeah, oh, you never know. Inspiration is everywhere. All right, well, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth and Devin. Our first weather today is brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. Old Town Redemption offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. All right, we did see a couple of inches of snow earlier this morning. We're not done with that snow just yet. More of the snow is to come overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. We are seeing a few scattered snow showers to flurries all over the area. Main thing is the cloudy skies. Visibility-wise, though, not bad. All over the state, we're looking at generally around 10 miles, but as the snow and even some snow and rain by the coast rolls in, most of those visibilities will be a lot lower, so be careful out there driving. High temperatures earlier today, slightly above freezing, 33 here in town, upper 20s up north, Greenville, Millinocket, and then at the coast, look at this, pockets of some really warm air. Bar Harbor, you at 38 degrees as a high temperature, of course, melting that snow away. Speaking of snow, we're not going to see any winter weather advisories this time around, but we are seeing small craft advisories in effect till 10 a.m. on Tuesday and gale watches till around 1 a.m. on Wednesday. Overnight tonight, though, scattered snow showers out there, rain and snow right at the coast. Temperatures cooling off back in those mid-20s. Beth and Devin.
All right, thank you, Conrad. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, authorities are looking into numerous reports of vandalism in Penobscot and Piscataquis counties.
Check out the newest strength equipment at Planet Fitness. Join the club today. Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month.
Join today for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry, this deal ends February 10th.
When a big storm hits and damages our electrical system, we have a planned approach to get the most customers restored at a time.
We begin by assessing the scope of the damage and helping first responders address emergency situations like down lines across roads.
Then, before you see us in your neighborhoods, power restoration begins at our substations. From there, power travels long distances over these transmission lines.
They're next on the repair list, followed by the lines in your neighborhood.
As we work to bring the most customers online at a time, we'll keep you updated throughout the process. Please remember to report your outage either online or by calling us at 973-2000.
Please stay safe while we work hard to get your power back on.
Hi, this is Jim with Lowry & Associates.
Some guy slid across the center line and hit my daughter. Is there any way you can come meet us at the hospital?
I can meet you at the hospital right now.
Lowry & Associates settled my daughter's case for $250,000.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Bay Area Fitness, Coastal Auto Parts Belfast, Colburn Shoe, Front Street Shipyard, Moore Septic Incorporated, and the Chocolate Drop Candy Shop.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Younger Americans could be getting hit the hardest by the current housing market. Some real estate investors say rising home prices and interest rates are keeping an entire generation from owning a home. Some financial experts say most of Gen Z cannot afford a home because wages are not keeping up with the market's price increases. Financial experts estimate an average potential home buyer can afford a house that costs around $111,000. But the average home price in the country is more than $420,000. Real estate experts say the number of houses young families can afford has sunk from 50% to just 15% in the last decade.
Well, the Food and Drug Administration has raised an alert level on a previous broccoli product recall to the highest level of health risk. The FDA now says it's elevating the status of a recall of 12-ounce market-side broccoli florets made by the Braga Fresh Food Corporation to a Class 1 health alert. The FDA says there's a reasonable probability that consumption of the affected broccoli could cause serious health risks or even death because of Listeria bacteria contamination. The products were sold at Walmart stores in 20 states and have a Best Buy sale date of December 10th, 2024. The recall was announced December 31st of last year. Braga Fresh says the products should not be eaten and should be thrown away immediately.
A Dexter woman says her car's exterior is damaged after a vandalism incident where someone threw an egg on her car while she was driving. Heather Wyman says she was taking her cat to the vet in Newport when she heard something hit her car. She later realized it was an egg which froze onto the car door and chipped the paint when it was removed. Through social media, she learned she wasn't the only one. Several other people reported finding egg residue on their vehicles in other parts of Penobscot and Piscataquis counties.
I had someone reach out to me and ask me if it had happened to me and where it was. So I let him know, and he said, "Oh, well, it just happened to me too." After that, another person that I'm acquainted with got hold of me and said the same thing had happened to her husband.
According to the Piscataquis County Sheriff's Office, some juveniles admitted to throwing eggs at a vehicle in Sangerville, but it is unknown if this was connected to any other egging incidents.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, the Maine Capitol Police have welcomed their newest member to the ranks.
And Tyler Cruz is coming up next with all of your local sports. Stay with us.
Poor insulation is the origin of your heating and cooling complications. We are Dr. Energy Saver by TC Hafford Basement Systems. We are the local energy saving experts. We identify the problem areas and provide customized solutions that leave your home comfortable and your energy bills affordable. Whether it's a drafty attic or poorly sealed ductwork, we have your back and more. Financing is available. For a no-cost, no-obligation estimate, call Dr. Energy Saver by TC Hafford Basement Systems. We fix uncomfortable homes.
What's happening at the Penobscot Ice Arena?
Youth hockey leagues. Public skating. Stick and puck. Birthday parties.
Adult hockey leagues.
Frozen Friday laser light skate.
Lace up your skates today at Penobscot Ice Arena in Brewer. For more info, visit penobscoticearena.org.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
The Furniture Gallery is celebrating President's Day. Camp and Cottage queen mattresses starting at just $198. Revolutionize your space with a cozy recliner. 3 color choices for only $298. Declare your independence from outdated furniture with a sofa chaise for $598. Or a sofa and love seat set, just $798. Get comfortable with the Scott Living King mattress, yours for the price of a queen. And don't miss these clearance deals up to 70% off. Hurry into the Furniture Gallery before these monumental deals are history. The Furniture Gallery.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start on the ice. What a weekend it was for Maine men's hockey. Despite being a bit banged up, the Black Bears coming off their bye week with a home sweep, taking down Northeastern on Friday before beating UMass on Sunday. Maine won 3-1 on Friday and 3-2 on Sunday, with Albin Boya saving 44 of 47 shots on the weekend, helping them to those 2 wins. Boya made this game-saving glove snag on Sunday, with Maine leading 3-2 and facing a 6-on-5 from the Minutemen. Here's the angle from Maine Athletics. Boya dove to his left, made that incredible save. He was named Hockey East Goaltender of the Week yet again, and also was good enough for SportsCenter's Top 10.
Well, now we got hockey. These guys back on ice.
UMass and Maine. Maine's goalie Albin Boya coming across. I know he sounds like a legendary phrase. Boya. Boya, like
Boya,
like booyah, just missing one of the O's. Maine wins 3-2. That's a great save.
Booyah, that was a big save right there. The Black Bears moved up to 5th in the nation with another big weekend ahead, a top 10 road matchup at number 7, Providence. Let's go to the baseball diamond now. I know Groundhog Day was this weekend, but there's another sign of the light at the end of the winter tunnel this morning in Boston. It's the unofficial start of spring training for the Boston Red Sox. The Sox equipment truck leaving Fenway Monday morning for Fort Myers, Florida. Inside the truck, there are over 20,000 baseballs, 1,100 bats, 200 batting gloves, and 200 helmets. And my favorite, 20 cases of bubble gum and 60 boxes of seeds. The Sox added a few Big name pitchers this offseason, mainly Garrett Crochet and Walker Buehler. Red Sox outfielder Masataka Yoshida was in Maine this weekend for an event. Here's what he had to say on the upcoming season.
Yeah, obviously, this is a team that it's expected to win the World Series every year, right? But this is my first 2 years, I have not been able to achieve that with the team. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm just excited to be part of the team that's going to accomplish this year.
Certainly looking forward to this season. Let's go to the basketball court now. It was a special weekend for Husson women's basketball head coach Kissy Walker. On Saturday afternoon in Presque Isle, the Eagles took down UMaine Presque Isle 71-61, giving Coach Walker her 600th career victory as head coach of the Eagles. The former UMaine point guard has been with Husson for now 35 seasons. She is the second coach in the state of Maine to reach the 600-win milestone, the first woman to do it as well, and she says the environment around her at Husson University has played a big role in her success.
And it's been great hearing from everybody. And so I have reflected on it. And, you know, really I think I've been fortunate because I've had great players. I have a loyal staff that has been with me for quite some time. And, you know, Husson has been supportive in the administration. So you got to have, you know, those ingredients in order to have some success. And I know not everybody gets that where they're at.
All right, big congratulations to her. We'll have more on that later. That's all the time we have for sports right now. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth and Devin. And look at this, a very active weather pattern all over the northern parts of the country. I'm calling this the Wintry Express Highway, stretching from the west coast into the upper Midwest. And of course, all of that making its way up into the northeast. So that's why we've been seeing rounds and rounds of the snow. And we are not done with this just yet. Now, a little bit of a closer look. Once again, more of a snow event overnight tonight. A little bit of a rain and snow mix right at the coast. For now, though, we're seeing some flurries, maybe some lighter snow showers, mainly north of town. Now, we will see more of a rain event right at the coast, so temperatures above freezing, and then as temperatures cool off, more of that rain and snow mix. But here in town and then up north over Foxcroft, Greenville, Millinocket, mainly a snow event overnight into those early morning hours tomorrow. By right around 4:35 a.m., things will start to clear up, and then we are in the clear for Tuesday into the day on Wednesday as well, ahead of another system rolling in late Wednesday night into the day on Thursday. But get ready for lots of sunshine, especially during the day on Wednesday. This is for tonight into early tomorrow morning. Generally a trace to half an inch of snow. Of course, a few spots seeing a little bit more wherever these white colors are. And then up north as well, where temperatures will be below freezing. More of that snow will be piling up. At the coast, though, not quite. Even though that rain and snow will transition into more of a snow event by the morning hours at the coast, temperatures will be closer to freezing with the ground still being wet from the rain. We're looking at very limited accumulations, if any. So you are out of this one for the coast. Now, up and down roller coaster ride for temperatures. Buckle up. We're not even in Six Flags. We're here in Maine. Teens out there, even some 20s a week and a half ago, did see a warm spell of around 3 days of mid-30s. Cold front comes in, back in the teens, one day near freezing, and then the last couple of days back in the teens and lower 20s out there. That does put us below average. Speaking of average, our average high is right around 29 degrees this time of year. Tomorrow, we're going to be close to average. Cold front comes in by Wednesday, much cooler, back only in the upper teens, near freezing Thursday into Friday, and then right back down into those mid to upper 20s for the weekend. So get ready. Winter-like conditions still sticking around. Of course, the snow that's on the ground will continue to be on the ground there. It's February. We're here in Maine. We're used to seeing that, right? We're seeing some gusty winds out there as well. 14-mile-an-hour sustained winds in and around town. 10 miles an hour in Bar Harbor, Machias, and Rockland is not too bad. Only at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But by tomorrow afternoon, right around 1, 2, 3 p.m. time frame, we are looking at some very gusty winds, especially at the coast. Check out Bar Harbor. Wind gusts coming in at around 35, 36 miles an hour. So hold on to those hats. By Wednesday morning, things will start to improve. Still some breezy conditions. For tonight, though, a little bit of that rain and snow mix becoming all snow as temperatures continue to fall. Right at the coast, more of that rain and snow, more rain-ish event. Now for tomorrow, though, partly cloudy and windy. Northwest wind gusting up to 30 miles an hour, upper 20s out there. Our extended forecast outlook does show sunny skies out there for Wednesday. Temperatures back in the upper teens and near freezing with snow on Thursday.
Thank you, Conrad. We'll have more after the break.
This year, Versant Power celebrates 100 years of service to customers. The times have changed, but Versant's commitment to providing safe, reliable electricity still holds true. They've helped our communities grow and prosper, powering homes and businesses through the years. Their team is always there when you need them most, in the field and behind the scenes. Then, now, and into the future.
Want to test drive US Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download our app. Want to do it even faster?
Here we go.
US Cellular works great out here. Wow, still have 5G here too. Hey, I wonder if US Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Try out our nationwide 5G coverage free for 30 days. Download the US Cellular Try Us app today.
If you haven't walked through the showroom at Davis Brothers Furniture in a while, we invite you to come take a look. At Davis Brothers, we've always strived to stand out from the rest. For decades now, the goal has been the same. Give people a reason to travel from all over the state and beyond to Davis Brothers Furniture in Guilford. Everything in our showroom is designed with you in mind, from a rustic lodge and barn look to traditional and even contemporary furniture. It's more than just a unique look, it's a lifestyle. Davis Brothers Furniture, deliberately different.
Welcome to Residential Roofers, your trusted local contractor for over 30 years. From groundwork to roofing, siding, windows, and doors, we've been transforming homes and businesses with premium craftsmanship and materials. We understand the value of your investment. That's why we're committed to your complete satisfaction, whether it's enhancing curb appeal or improving functionality. Ready to bring your vision to life? Call us today for a no-obligation free estimate at 991-1502. Trust your home to Residential Roofers.
As egg prices continue to rise, local businesses here in Maine are feeling the impact. Our Alex Schley tells us how one business owner is working to keep costs down despite the increase.
Prices have just gone crazy.
Sheila Bryant, owner of Sheila's Maine Treats, says rising egg prices have taken a toll on her business.
Usually this table is like, overloaded with different stuff. But I've had to cut down because I'm afraid if it doesn't sell, then it's going to hit my pocket a lot harder.
Bryant says she goes through nearly 300 eggs a week.
When I make my carrot cake, I have 24 eggs in that one recipe because I make a lot. So for me, I've had to cut down.
In addition to limiting how much she makes, Bryant has also cut some items entirely.
And I was making breakfast sandwiches, and I stopped that altogether.
She's also tried a number of egg substitutes.
Well, you can do stuff with applesauce and stuff like that. There's a baking soda mixture you can make up.
But she says the results never measure up to her standards. Bryant says she used to buy her eggs locally, but found that farmers increased their price so much that it was more cost-effective for her to buy wholesale. Despite efforts to keep prices low, Bryant says she's had to make some adjustments, including raising the price of her top-selling carrot cake.
It was $25 to $35, so you just have to. There's no way I could get around it.
In Clifton, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A recruit has joined the ranks of the Maine Capitol Police. Teddy, a 17-month-old Labrador Retriever, is the Maine Capitol Police's first bomb detection dog. According to the Maine Department of Public Safety, having Teddy allows the Maine Capitol Police to conduct daily sweeps of the State House complex, which will ensure safety, reduce disruptions from bomb threat hoaxes, and expedite decision-making in response to potential emergencies. If you're questioning Teddy's qualifications, rest assured, he's the dog for the job. He was selected and trained through the Maine State Police Canine Unit and is certified through the Maine Criminal Justice Academy. On top of that, Teddy is the 100th detection dog to graduate the AKC Patriotic Pup program. We'll have more on Teddy later this week.
And we know it's not technically a job requirement for Teddy, but he's also adorable.
I think he's going to be a favorite around there, and I don't think it will take long.
No, I think it's going to be pretty much instantaneous, especially if that's actually going to be his post. Talk about a welcome wagon.
I hope so.
Oh, that would just be, talk about putting a positive spin on state government.
Positive.
Yep, you nailed it. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. From everybody here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great night.
For more of your local news, join us over on Fox 22 News Tonight at 6:30.
this week.
But he was taken. Exactly. That's what that is going to show me. I mean, you're just not smart. You're not only a thief, you're not a very smart thief. So you claim that he came to your job after you moved out and after his property was taken. And I'm asking you, if you were still at the same job, where were you living? You weren't living with your mother because your mother lives in Tampa. You lived in Orlando.
You keep saying I lived in Orlando and I worked in Orlando. I'm telling you I did not.
She did. She worked at Ingenuity. I called the place and talked to her.
Just a second.
Go ahead.
You say that in your answer.
Right. And he harassed me there.
I don't care whether he harassed you or not. He wanted
get
his
out
stuff
of his
back.
apartment
Judgment for
and
the
move.
plaintiff in the amount of $3,600. Your counterclaim's dismissed. You're
Sounds
a thief.
great.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
She was normal, but obviously at the end of the day, her true colors came out, and she's a thief.
That never happened, and I had proof that it didn't happen.
My backpack full of electronics was in her car.
My backpack?
The day after the incident happened.
He can say all he wants. He can say all my stuff is his.
Horrible. It's horrible. No one deserves to go through what I went through.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
On Saturday, President Donald Trump announced he would impose a 25% tariff on Canadian imports, including a 10% tariff on energy imported. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall.
And I'm Beth Jones. Now, after a second phone call with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau this afternoon, the U.S. will be pausing Canadian tariffs for at least 30 days. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has more on how our congressional delegation is responding.
I'm very concerned that imposing arbitrary tariffs on Canada will really drive up the cost of living for most Maine residents.
Maine's congressional delegation is responding to President Donald Trump's Saturday night announcement of a 25% tariff on our Canadian neighbor, including a 10% tariff on energy imports.